Alright, Grumpy Crew, we're on Tehachapi Mountain and we're going to attempt to do these trails, see if I can get my big old butt up these trails. There's that one, and we're going to go over here on the nature trail first. If you hear me cussing and breathing heavy, you know it's not going well. Oh, you got to stay on the trail. Yep, not gonna do it. So stay on the trail. I don't think that's the trail. Oh no, you're a chipmunk. Which way do I go? Those little guys are everywhere. Alright, gonna figure it out. Alright, Grumpy Crew. Sometimes you just gotta sit down and take it in and realize, holy crap, you're out of shape. But look at these views. I mean, little wind blowing. I'm getting closer to the top, but it's kicking my butt. That's the trail. So far, this is where I've come up. The only annoying thing is these little freaking flies. But just, I'm gonna shut up for a minute and let y'all just soak it in. Now supposedly there's elk, bear, deer, and all kinds of other critters up here. So I know this time of year the elk are probably way up towards the top and away from everybody, but fingers crossed we run across some. Alright, onward and upward. So apparently my dumbass took the hard way up. Look how flat that road is. Yeah. Never claimed to be the sharpest spoon in the drawer. Again, onward and upward. It's always nice when you're going up the trail and there's a clearing in the trees and you actually get a view of everything you can see for miles and miles. I mean, we're still heading up. We've been going up. Planes flying over from the local airport, but look at that. Now, if you can see the smoke, obviously that's from a couple fires that are going on between Santa Maria, California and Palm Springs. Obviously that's probably most of the smoke from the canyon fire, so it's been traveling up here the last few days. But regardless, it's still beautiful. Let's keep rolling. We got a little highway over here. And then there's somebody's poo-poo. Might be cows, who knows? I'm not gonna taste it, but it goes that way and down that way. And we're going that way. Alright, y'all, what do you think? Critter crossing, critter trail, or butt sliding hill? Or both? Could it be both? Critters or butts? Or critter butts? Y'all let me know what you think. When you're that close. It looks closer than what it is, folks. I'm about a mile in, about out of water, so I'm going to turn around and head back. But I figure 2 miles in the mountains isn't bad for a fat boy. We'll be back here plenty more times to get to that top. So onward, upward, and then downward. Alright, we've come to a fork in the road. That way goes up. That way goes down. What's the old saying? Path of least resistance. But look at this shit. Our stuff. The size of these pine cones. I wear a 12. It's a big ass pine cone. So, this guy's running. How's it going? You're a beast, man. He took the path of more resistance. That's why he's skinny and in shape. But we're at the mile point, so it's time to head back down. I'm just going to enjoy the shade and breeze for a minute. Y'all hang with me for a second. Can't believe that dude was running up there. I remember those days when I was young and crazy. I'm not young anymore, maybe a little more crazy. And yes, I'm sure I'll get comments about that in down below. Please, by all means, confirm or deny. I'll agree with both. Alright, this whole going downhill stuff's a whole lot easier. I'll tell you what though, it was good to get out here, get some fresh air, get out of that damn hotel. So, yep, love the mountains, wish I lived in them. Gotta just try and convince the boss of that, or out in the country. But yep, there goes a butterfly. They say when a butterfly is near, it's one of your angels. Alright y'all, on to the bottom. Butt slide. Alright, Grumpy Crew. We just did 2 miles up in Tehachapi Mountain. Starting elevation was 6,039 feet. Mile up, mile back. So I think overall we broke 1,000 feet or 7,000 feet in elevation. Definitely need to get my butt in shape. True eye opener. Took the nature trail first, thinking, okay, the rookie can handle that. No, the nature trail was steeper and converted into the mountaintop trail. So, but as you can see, look at that pine tree. Holy crap! That's freaking beautiful up here. All right, y'all. Grumpy out.
All right, y'all. So, as you can see throughout those videos, it kicked my ass. I am not gonna lie. So, but we went out, we got it done, and mile in, mile out, saw a skinny flaco running up the hill, doing crazy stuff. So, like I said, I remember those days I used to do that. Can't do it no more, so I do what I gotta do. But I got out there, I enjoyed it, I enjoyed the views, I enjoyed what I saw. And as you saw in one of the pictures in there, did find what looked to be elk track up there. Did not see anything other than chipmunks and squirrels. Had a nice hawk flying over, but before I could get the camera on him, he moved on to bigger and better things. The only negative I take away from this is whatever up there with all the smoke and the outside, my allergies are kicking my butt. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, see it in my eyes. I'm crying for you. So, yep, loved it. I go back to Texas on this weekend, home for a week, so hopefully we're going to get in. We're going to try and get out to the lease if it's not too flooded from all the recent rains. I know we keep using that as an excuse, but we got to get out there and get those feeders set up and get those cameras rolling. And maybe we'll take some targets of opportunity if they show up. So I will thank you for coming along with me on this little trek, and hopefully we'll have some more better videos coming up for you here pretty soon as we get closer and closer to hunting season. So again, thank you all for coming along, and Grumpy out. Take care.